bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Here we go. Touchdown. And here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Hayward. 57.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's 2nd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they move.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Cameron Hayward attacking off the edge that time. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Now it's Jackson. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. Oh, this is off the side of his foot. Yeah, not a great one there. Out of bounds in the air. And the offense is going to be set up already in enemy territory inside the 45. First carry for James Conner, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. On the ground with Bryce Love, the former Stanford Cardinal. He'll get this up to the 34, and a good lane opening up right away for it. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run again with Love on first down. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Calais Campbell on the stop. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. From the gun, Newman. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Now Jackson on first down. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist, twist. Pretty low. Rest. 57. Mike, 57.
Jackson. Over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Jackson on first down. A short throw caught by Andrews. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Undercut. Check. Check 50. Check 50. Cover.
Here's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Let's go. Hey, watch the lane. Over. Let's 57's right. No gain on this defense, no gain.
Jackson looking to throw on third. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will tie us at 3-3. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled. and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Let's go, team.
On second down now, it's Connor, and he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Right back to Connor here on first. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains.
At the 44-yard line.
3-3, a tight one after 1 on EA Sports.
From
the shotgun now. Here's an inside give. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 3rd and 2, Newman finds his running back, James Conner. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 28. On first down, Newman letting one go deep for the end. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. As his guys are in for 6. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Just a lone field goal for him so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Snead's got it. A big play that time for the Ravens. 56 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. Ingram's got the first down and more, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram, his first touchdown of the new season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. These two teams trading touchdowns here in what has been a back-and-forth first half.
And ordinarily, we're trying to figure out how to break out of a stalemate. Here, you're trying to figure out if you can slow someone down while continuing your breakneck pace on offense. I know one thing. The people in the crowd, they're getting their money's worth right now.
And the fantasy owners like it.
Oh, without a doubt. They're just tallying them up, aren't they?
They're watching this game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Operating from the gun, Newman. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Flush to his right. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. A good pickup there, 26 yards. On 1st and 10, Newman. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home. 57's the mic. And let's pin the...
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Newman. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone. I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up. Points now, those are precious, so you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They will run with Grant. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
57's the mic. 57's the mic. Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe. Play that tight defense. Breathe, defense. 57's the mic.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
All day. It's free. Three. Hey, 1-7. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Let's go, tight end. Let's go. 54's Mike. 54's
All
Mike.
tied up at 10. 2 minutes left in the first half. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. And that will be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And that hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
Jackson throwing on target to Brown. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Stay with your man.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. On 3rd down, Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
A 46-yard attempt.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And an alley to run. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Throwing on first down, Newman. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Looking to throw. Newman. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. From the gun, Newman. Open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
And the Steelers first down.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. James Washington, as the first half is winding down, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point put through by Boswell, and that makes it a 17-10 score. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. This quarterback now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. On 1st and 10 is counter. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And a great move again. He's got daylight past the 20 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Boswell good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Let's go now. Hey, come on. Hey, come on, now. Come on, now.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man, able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
36. 49, check 49, check 49. Check. Fresno.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Newman. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Check 52. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Here's Grant. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front and then maybe a guard can slide up to the second level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. They begin on the ground here with Connor, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Check. Cross.
Now they'll run it on the taunts. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll try and run for it with Connor. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The Steeler 1st down on the pickup of 11 yards.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But a short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
On 1st down, Newman. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, Newman trying to lay one up deep, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Let's go, tackle, let's go. We got this, we got this.
Check three, check three. Go, go.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Got a man, it's Brown. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
They're not ready for this, kid. They're not ready for this. They still playing suck.
First and 10.
Y'all playing football.
Shift, watch the shift. Let's go, Mike 50, Mike 50. You don't want none of that. Get it, pick up the ball.
To throw is Jackson on first down. Dancing to his left. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Play action. It's Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Check 13. Check 13.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Here we go, here we go. 50 to Mike, 50 to Mike. Hey. No. 61. Match box. Right.
Kill.
Chance. Leo.
Throwing again on second down. Jackson looking for Snead, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey,
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
We got 4.
To throw on second down. Newman looking deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself...
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Newman. This is Johnson. He's got it. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. On 1st and 10, Newman. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Eric Ebron, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Hey, check 24. Check 24. Any weapon.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen, watch the screen.
Watch the ship, watch the ship. There you go.
Throwing is Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson, eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Slam.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. And a quick throw here. That's complete. 4 yards the pickup. First down.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard. You probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about a little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Hayward picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have to contend with a 3rd and 13. The Ravens on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Over the middle here to Brown. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 39. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
SOS, SOS, SOS. Kill, kill, kill. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
Now Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Jackson. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now it's Jackson. Forced out to his left. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Buying time to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson steps away to his left. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 7-yard line.
Hey, watch the slant.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Pittsburgh, they did. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Philly